Hi, everybody. I'm Kelly Garber with Sterk Family Law Group. Today, I have the honor and privilege of having Nicole Graves of American Greyhound, who is featured as Sterk Family Law Group's nonprofit hero for May 2023. Hi, Nicole. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for featuring American Greyhound.
Oh, it's our pleasure. So for those of you who have listened before, every month Sterk Family Law Group features a local nonprofit who is doing good to serve for others. So this month we wanted to feature American Greyhound, and I'll let Nicole tell a little bit about the introduction to American Greyhound.
All right, so we are a nonprofit Greyhound and Sighthound rescue. We're based in Northwest Indiana, but we span all throughout the Chicagoland area, down through the state of Indiana, up to Wisconsin, and we're kind of spreading our wings throughout the Midwest now. We started in 2001, and we were primarily rescuing retired racing greyhounds. So the greyhounds that you would see in the greyhound races, after they completed their racing career, they needed a place to call home. So we would work with the tracks and bring them into foster homes and find them adoptive, loving families. And then in 2007, we kind of shifted our focus a little bit. We noticed that there were more than just retired racers that needed homes. There were greyhound mixes. They're commonly referred to as lurchers. And it's not really any one specific mix. It can be a greyhound mixed with a coonhound. It can be a greyhound mixed with a retriever of some sort. They will typically mix the sighthound with some kind of scent hound to do field trials or hunting. And we found that these dogs, much like the retired racers, needed homes of their own as well. So we opened our arms to them because they were greyhounds that needed homes. So that started in 2007, and since then, that's been a primary focus of our group as well. And then in 2015, we kind of dipped our toes into the Spanish Galgo. We realized that this was a breed of dog that is arguably the most abused dog in the world. I don't want to get into the specifics of that. If you want to learn more, you can Google Spanish Galgos, and you will be inundated with information about their plight and why they need our help. So now that things have changed dramatically in the racing world, our focus is primarily on lurchers and galgos and any other sighthound that needs us. We're American Greyhound, but we open our arms to any sighthound in need.
And I appreciate all you do. If anybody listening, which maybe follow me on Facebook, you know that this organization has been very important to me because of one of the dogs that you mentioned, the Galgos. I actually rescued one of them from your group, and that's how we became familiar. And I was able to learn about all of the wonderful things that you do, not only from a rescue standpoint, but you work with just other organizations just to help try to support other nonprofits as well, which I think is just really amazing. So Nicole, I know that there's tons of opportunities, whether you want to adapt, but there's also opportunities for people to get involved. What are some of the ways that people can get involved to help support or, nurture American Greyhound?
The number one way you can support American Greyhound is fostering. And I say that, and everybody says, "Oh, I could never foster. It would be too hard. It would be too difficult to give them up." And I thought that too. But fostering is something so near and dear to my heart because I know that every dog I bring into my home and every dog I send out of my home, that's one more dog that I can help. So for every dog that I sadly, and there's tears that are shed, every time my foster gets adopted, I do cry because you get attached to them. And but you send them to a loving family, and that's another dog that you can help save too. So we are foster based, so we don't have a shelter or anything like that. We are all of the dogs that we bring in, we can only bring them in if we have foster homes willing to open their homes to them. So American Greyhound pays for all of their veterinary bills, anything they need medically. We provide a crate. We provide any supplies that you may need. We do ask that you provide food and a roof. That's those are the two main things that we ask you provide your foster dog. So that being said, if you really don't think fostering is for you, or maybe, you have a lot of dogs at the moment and you're a dog lover and you want to help, but you can't foster because you don't have enough space. Since we do cover all the medical needs and any other financial needs that these dogs have, financial support is always welcome and always needed. We just had our big fun. We have one big fundraiser every year. It's called the Winning Hearts Benefit Auction, and it's a big event. It was just this past April. So we raised $60,000 at that event this year. And it's a big sit down dinner, and we have a huge silent auction, so many things. You can find something for everybody. And then we also do a live auction with an auctioneer, which is really fun. And we auction trips, like little vacations, sports memorabilia, you name it. It's a fun night, and it's all for the dogs. So, and another way you can get involved is you can come out and see us. Things have kind of slowed down since the pandemic. We haven't really gotten our events back up and going, but we do have a program called Great Readers, where we have volunteers bring their greyhounds. It's usually their own personal dogs, just because they're a little bit better acclimated to an event like this. Some of the foster dogs can be a little bit skittish or a little bit scared of meeting new people, but every once in a while there will be a foster dog there. But this is a great way to get to know the breed and just meet them and spend some time with them. So this is an event where we will go to a library, and children are encouraged to read to the dogs, because dogs don't judge you for how fast you read or how many mistakes you make when you read. So dogs are a great listener when it comes to reading. So if you check our website is very simple, americangreyhound.org. There you can go to our events, and you can see where we will be for these Great Readers events.
That sounds awesome. It's just a fun thing, because reading and kids and dogs together, that just sounds like a cute experience.
It's adorable, right? Yes.
So I know, like, people who may be questioning, I know that obviously the fundraising efforts, and you've done some great things, and I have seen some of the raffle prizes that you've done, and they're pretty outstanding. For fostering, what are some of the biggest misconceptions that people may have about a sighthound or a greyhound that might be apprehensive to make them want to foster or adopt?
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. One of the biggest misconceptions, because I know I had this misconception before I knew the breed, was that greyhounds need a lot of space to run, and that sighthounds need a lot of space to run, and they have a lot of energy. And it's actually very much the opposite most of the time. Now I'm speaking, generally speaking. There's, every breed has their exceptions, of course, because every dog has their own personality. But generally speaking, greyhounds, sighthounds sleep a majority of the day. My dogs, I thought something was wrong with my Galgo the other day, because he did not get out of bed until 10 o'clock in the morning, like didn't even get up to go potty. And I'm like, is he all right? And oh no, he's just sleepy. So we often compare them to large cats. They actually behave more like a cat than a dog. They don't need a lot of exercise. Again, generally speaking, sometimes we do have these guys that we discover they need a little bit more than your typical sighthound or greyhound. So that would probably be the biggest misconception. We have people that foster that live in high-rise apartments in Chicago. So don't think that just because you live in an apartment that it's off limits. Now, of course, you have to have, as long as your landlord says it's okay.
That's good to know. I know that's one of the biggest misconceptions. Before I was actually familiar with the breed, and when we started looking at them, we looked into that, and that is completely accurate. I know from my account, and again, it might not be every dog, but that's awesome. Well, I really appreciate the time that you've taken today, and with the other groups and organizations that you're supporting and what you're doing for these dogs. What is the best way to get a hold of American Greyhound if someone wanted to get involved, to volunteer, foster, support, or learn anything else about you?
Yeah, so you can visit our website. It's americangreyhound.org. And you can kind of just navigate there, whatever you're interested in doing. If you want to foster, you can go to the foster tab, and it'll give you how to contact me. And we also have other people helping with fostering as well, but I'm one of the foster coordinators. So if you do want to foster, you'll be talking to me, or there's also some other people that help out with that too. So yeah, I would just say go to the website, and if you're interested in adopting, there's they'll navigate you to who to email. Email is usually the best way to get a hold of us. We are a non-for-profit, and we're all volunteers. So we all have a lot going on other than American Greyhound, even though we all love American Greyhound very much. So email is probably the best way to reach us. And one more way that you can help, I wanted to throw this in there. If you have a skill that you are passionate about, and you love dogs, and you want to get involved, send us an email. Send us an email and say, if you're good with social media, if you're good with technology, if you're good with, public relations, if you have a skill that you want to share with us, please do. We're always looking to add people to our team to help make this organization better, so we can help more dogs and make more people happy, because that's really what it's about. The dogs, and Kelly, you can speak to this. They change your life immensely for the better. And that's really what it's all about.
No, I can completely concur. And then maybe another thing, in addition to, I know that some people donated some of their skills or crafts too for your auctions.
Absolutely. Yes. So if you have an Etsy shop, or if you are an artist, or anything that you create that you would want us to, if you'd be willing to donate it to us so we can make it, have it in one of our events or programs, we would really appreciate that. That would be great.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Nicole. It's obvious that you have some sincere passion for the organization, and I thank you for your time and sharing the message about American Greyhound. And we are honored to feature you as our nonprofit hero for this month. So we do encourage everybody to check them out, americangreyhound.org, and they also do have a Facebook page if you'd like to get involved or connect with Nicole.
Absolutely.
To foster, to donate time, services, whatever. Thank you again so much for your time today. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you.